This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by Squarespace. Everything you need to create an exceptional website. To take 10% off your first purchase, visit squarespace.com and use the offer code MacVoices10. That's MacVoices10. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the Talk of the Mac community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, our friends over at Smile snuck out an app on me that I didn't even know was coming, but I was very pleased to see, and hopefully you were just as pleased to see, PDFpen Scan Plus. And to tell us what it is and why you need it, and we all need it, is Phillip Goward of Smile. Phillip, it's great to have you back. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Chuck. It's great to be back. Really a treat.
Yeah, you guys, you're keeping secrets from me, Phillip. I'm not sure I like this.
Well, I think we were just working so crazily, we forgot to tell you. We didn't mean to keep it a secret.
Well, yeah, because I get this press release and it's PDFpen Scan. What's this? And I thought it was a very interesting extension, again, of a PDFpen for the iOS devices. So I'm not going to steal the thunder. I'm going to let you tell us what all it does and why it's so cool.
Okay, so with PDFpen Scan Plus, you can use your iPhone or iPad as a scanner, primarily. So if you have like sheets of paper on your desk, which you desperately need to get rid of and file away electronically, you can take just photographic images of the pages. It will create a document of those, and it will let you crop the pages and adjust their brightness contrast so they look good, and it will also do OCR on those pages. And ultimately, you end up with a PDF that you can work on another application, you can print it, you can email it, or you can just take the extracted text from the OCR from the PDF and work directly with that too.
And you make it sound so just, oh yeah, just do this, just do that, just do the other. But that's an amazingly powerful set of tools, especially from the folks who make PDFpen in all its various forms. So I am assuming that the PDF generating engine is the same one that is built into the desktop software?
That is true, yes.
Is it, Phillip, is this something that it has to be connected to the internet to do, or is it doing it kind of on the machine itself?
That's a great question, actually. It is all done on the device itself, so you can have your iPad completely disconnected from a world in some local library and photographing pages and doing the OCR right there. Obviously, to get the data out of it, you need to be connected to the internet eventually, but all of the OCR is performed directly on the device.
That is really exciting because that means that now I have a bit of I'll call it a confidential scanner, that I don't have to worry about what's going out to the internet. Because I am thinking about there's some of the online services upload things, they convert them to PDF there.
Right.
And that's great, except when you have maybe confidential materials or you don't want to wait to get a PDF. And here you can just do it all right with PDFpen Scan Plus.
That's true. It makes it very practical to do very small things or even documents of a reasonable size, too.
Yeah, and I would assume that with, again, the iPhone 5 and now the new 5S and 5C cameras, that you're getting better resolution than ever before. Is that what makes this possible, or is this something that I can take back down to my iPhone 4 and below?
Well, image resolution on these devices has not really been an issue in terms of storage. It becomes an issue in terms of PDFs, especially if you have multiple pages in them, because obviously they take space and the files can get quite big. But you have options in PDFpen Scan Plus to downsample an image to just grayscale or even to black and white to end up with very small files, to make OCR practical and make the amount of memory you need within range for these devices. So I would say really the factors of iOS being ready for doing this kind of work have really been memory available on devices, because OCR itself takes a lot of memory and a lot of horsepower to perform.
Yeah, I would think so, and that's why you frankly surprised me when you said it was done on board. That's pretty impressive for a tablet or a phone.
It is. I mean, it's not too fast if you have an iPhone 4, but if you start having an iPhone 4S or an iPhone 5 or iPad 2 or greater, the speed of the OCR is pretty practical. And you're not going to be sitting and OCRing a 200-page document on a phone like you would on a computer. You were talking about 5, maybe 10 pages, and it's totally fine to use it and very pleasant.
And that was going to be, and Phillip, this I realize is kind of a tough question, but rough idea of what a typical page, 8.5 by 11 page of text would take to PDF.
It depends a lot on the device, and depends how much text is on the page as well. So it could be anything from a few seconds on the fastest device to even a minute, depending on the density of the text on the slowest device.
Okay. Again, still, that's we're talking about a phone here, folks. I mean, we used to have flatbed scanners for this stuff, and now, wow. It's pretty impressive.
And by dense text, I'm talking like the kind of stuff you get in tax instructions where it's 6.3 column stuff. That's a lot of OCR text.
Yeah, no question. What are my options here once I scan a document? Can I just save it as an image, or do I have to save it as an OCR PDF, or can I just save it as a normal PDF?
Well, the saving options are just dealt with by the application itself. So it always saves it in its own format. It's the exporting options which you're really asking, I think. And in export format, you can either export it as a PDF, which is multi-page, or you can export a single page, and you can export it with or without OCR text, because you don't have to perform OCR on an image. And you can also export a single page, which you can export as a JPEG if you wish to. So you can send a single page as a JPEG and with separated text out of it too.
So let me be sure about this. Am I able to take scans with PDFpen Scan Plus and save them and then choose later what I want them to be, whether I want them to be OCR'd?
You get to choose later whether you want them to be OCR'd. And the export format is always going to be either PDF, or if you're emailing, you get to choose the JPEG option as well.
Okay, so it's not like I have to sit in that library and churn through the OCR. I can take the images and then do it on the plain back.
Exactly.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? Just, again, a natural extension of what you've been doing with PDFs on the iPhone and iPad? It
is. I mean, the Mac product for PDFpen does scanning with various scanning devices, and will do OCR for you within the PDF. And we were thinking about, should we be putting that into the PDFpen application on iPhone and iPad? And we thought, PDFpen does its editing, does it well. The direction of apps on iOS is not to bulk them up with function. And so we felt, it makes more sense just to have a separate OCR package, a separate scanning package as one separate thing. Obviously, once you've done your scanning and OCR, it's easy to get the files into PDFpen and work with them from there. But it seemed like a really great little piece of functionality which was crying for a separate app.
This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, go to squarespace.com and use the discount code MacVoices10. That's MacVoices10. I was talking about Squarespace the other day with a friend who uses Windows. Yes, I have some of those. And it struck me that using Squarespace to build your website is a lot like helping someone transition from Windows to the Mac. Everything is so easy, they can't believe it, and they keep trying to make it harder than it is. And that's exactly the way Squarespace works. Easier than you think it can possibly be. Everything is so visual, but when it isn't right there on the screen for you to click, drag, or select, it's available by selecting an icon or two. I found that out myself when I went looking for an option and realized that I was making it much harder than it was because of my experiences with other website building software. When I contacted Squarespace support, they pointed me in the right direction, and that's when I realized just how intuitive it is to build the site I was looking for. Oh, and that support was fast, pleasant to deal with, and they didn't laugh at me. Maybe they should have, because the setting I was looking for was right in front of my nose, but they didn't. Kudos to them, shame on me. You can have that same experience by going to squarespace.com and signing up for their 14-day, no commitment, no credit card required trial. Dive in and have fun building your first site, because it is fun. Then, when you decide to make the site your own, use the offer code MacVoices10, that's MacVoices10, to take 10% off your first purchase of any service level with Squarespace. From there on, it will be smooth sailing, and they won't laugh at you if you miss something obvious. That's professionalism. Squarespace. Everything you need to create an exceptional website. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this edition of MacVoices. And you took the next question right out of my mouth. If I scan something with PDFpen Scan Plus, what is the workflow to move it over to the regular version of PDFpen?
You open it in PDFpen Scan Plus, you choose the share option, and you choose to open it in PDFpen. It's like an open-in, but there's an open-in option to open directly in PDFpen to save you a step.
Is that something you're able to do because it is another Smile product, or is this just capability that you could implement maybe with other applications?
It's certainly a capability we could implement with other applications too.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And all this for the price of?
Well, we have an introductory price running right now, and I'm actually not sure when the end date is, so probably best to take advantage of it soon. And it's $4.99 for the introductory price. Now,
I've used document scanning apps on the iPhone and iPad before, and some of them are very good, some of them are not quite as good. But this, I'm very biased, because if it comes from Smile, I've got a lot more faith in it, in its performance and its longevity and the integration with so many of the other Smile apps. So this just seems like a perfect companion to what I've already got.
Yeah, I mean, it was built to be a great companion. Obviously, for scanning, you still need a steady hand, or you still need something to hold your phone if you had an unsteady hand. So it can't do miracles with soft images and bad pictures. But if you take a pretty good picture, then it could do a pretty good job.
Is this one of those things where the more light, the better?
Yeah, like everything in photography, the more light, the better.
Okay. Well, it sounds like I'm hesitant to say a one-trick pony because there are a number of facets to it, but it sounds like its primary mission in life is to get information into your iDevice and potentially OCR it and PDF it and make it more useful than wherever you want to send it.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing you snuck out, and we wanted to just touch on it briefly, is a new edition of Text Expander Touch. And I wanted to ask you to just give us a brief update on that too, because that is another one of those essential Smile apps.
Right. We've done some updates of Text Expander Touch for iOS 7, and one of the things it's involved in is shipping a new library for all of our application integrations to use. And so slowly but surely the application implementers are using a new library and making their apps fully compatible with iOS 7.
So do I have any work to do to convert my library, or is this something that just happens automatically?
It's something that happens automatically.
Good. So I don't have to do anything. I just upgrade and it's done.
Right. I mean, you may find some apps that you use are not yet compatible with iOS 7 and the new Text Expander library, but hopefully those developers will be releasing versions soon that are. And you can check on our website which apps have implemented functionality for iOS 7 already. So that's the best way to check. Just look on the apps list on the website.
Yeah, I've been watching that list start to expand again for a little while. The list was huge. Well, that's not true. The list of Text Expander enhanced apps was huge. And now the list of Text Expander apps that have been updated for the new library is growing again. So
it is.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I think it's over 20% already. So
wow. That's even faster than, well, more than the last time I looked. So
yeah, I think it changes for iOS 7 in some ways more than some people expected, and so it's not really a surprise that it's taking some time.
Phillip, that's something I should have asked about PDFpen Scan Plus. Is that an iOS 7 only app, or is it dependent upon iOS 7?
No, it's not. It'll work on iOS 6 and iOS 7, and it's universal as well, so it's iPhone and iPad.
Great. What would you say is the maximum size document that? Because of course the resolution, especially the 5 and the 5S cameras, they're very good. I doubt that I'd want to take a table-sized blueprint and try to do it. But is there a practical limit to the size document you can scan?
There is, and PDFpen Scan Plus will automatically downscale an image which is too large. And so I think effectively you've got about 250 dpi on 8 by 11 page, something like that.
So about 8.5 by 11 would be probably the maximum, or maybe a legal size piece of paper?
Oh, you could definitely do a legal size piece of paper with it, no problem. You could probably even do a double size of a double spread of 8.5 by 11 and still be perfectly legible and perfectly fine for OCR.
How did you squeeze the OCR engine down into an iDevice? That's probably the thing that's most impressive here.
It took some work, believe me.
and that's why you're sitting there looking exhausted, right?
Well, I'm recharged now, but it was definitely some effort. Memory was the biggest issue in this product, because taking lots of images and dealing with those at one time requires a lot of memory, and OCR requires a lot of memory. So there's two aspects there where you have to be really careful, and Scan Plus is careful and does it all.
Are you still getting the same degree of accuracy out of the engine in the iDevice?
Yes. Although I should point out we're not using the same engine on the Mac as we do on the iPhone and iPad, because that library isn't available for iOS at all.
But the results are the same.
They're similar. I mean, there are some things one does better than the other, some things the other does better, but in many respects they're similar. I would say the one on the Mac side is probably better overall. It makes less mistakes.
Yeah. But still, just the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand about OCR is it close is good enough. It doesn't have to be 100% pristine unless it's a legal document, and then you're probably not going to be utilizing something like this or OCRing a legal document that you really want to make sure is pristine. Right.
That's probably true.
So what other tricks do you have up your sleeve?
I have to keep mum and not say. I'm sorry.
Gene would kill us both if we let anything out. Well, it's great. So it's available now in the iOS App Store, of course. $4.99 introductory price. Any idea of what the price will be once it is non-introductory?
I'm not certain. Gene, if you have her on the show next, or I'm sure we'll be able to elaborate more on that.
Okay. So don't wait, folks. Go get it. Mm-hmm. Links in the show notes. You want this, because I've played with it, and it's truly amazing to see an OCR document with. I haven't run into any accuracy problems. I'll say that right up front. That just do it with your iPhone. I mean, again, I'm not sure you'd want to scan a 300-page novel with it, but certainly for your everyday things, I think this. Well, I know this has replaced my scanning apps, and will continue to do so.
Wonderful.
Phillip, we got to get you back more often, but try not to hold out on me as much.
I'll try not to.
It's great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much, Chuck. It's a total pleasure.
Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. If you really do want PDFpen Scan Plus on your iDevice, it's a great addition. If you know Smile, then you know the kind of quality software you're getting. And yes, the disclaimer is, of course, they are a sponsor of the show, but that has nothing to do with it. I would be recommending it in any direction. Until the next time, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, app.net, Google+, Facebook, and for more Apple, Mac, and tech-related shows, including Mac Voices, Mac Notables, the Mac Jury, and the Mac Voices Briefing. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com.